All right, on to Councils 3 and 4. Last week I forgot to start the recording. This week ended up being that the little program I was using on my Palm Trio crashed Keynote, and so I have to record again a little bit from my desk. We last week covered two church councils, Council of Constantinople and the Council of Nicaea. Nicaea obviously being the first one. But a couple of things to remember. First of all is this statement by Irenaeus that I just absolutely love because it obviously comes from 1 John 2. But among the heretics, you will never find the phrase, the Word has become flesh. Heretics are not going to say that Jesus is God. We then from Nicaea found that only God can save us. So Jesus has to be God. From Constantinople, we talked about the fact that what is not assumed is not healed. And that's a mouthful in order to say if Jesus does not take on humanity, he cannot save or heal humanity. Which leaves us after the first two church councils that Jesus is fully God and he's perfect man. He is one in essence with God and he is one in essence with man. This brings us then to a question: was Jesus even one person? There are a lot of things that baffle my mind, but one in particular is how is it that Jesus has two different natures in one person? He is fully God, he is perfect man. How does that make him one person? Well, there were lots of discussions going on, and finally there was a council of Ephesus in 431 AD to kind of put an end to some of the discussion, but to bring some orthodox thinking and make it official church doctrine regarding Jesus being one person. The star player here is Cyril of Alexandria. Now, Athanasius, I told you, was the man. I love Athanasius. Athanasius is the most underrated theologian maybe in history, and if you get a chance, go back and read on the incarnation or something else from Athanasius. Cyril is kind of a character a little bit. We don't know for sure, but he definitely had some people who were monkish thugs around him. Kind of in this time period, the tables had turned to a certain degree. And you have people who are ruffians who say, well, I'm really holy, I'm a committed believer in Jesus, I'm a thug, I'm a monk. And so you have these people who are going around, and it's potential, there are definitely the potential and probability that some of Alexander's followers, not ordered by him probably, but that they were out killing heretics. And so you've got this whole switch in the last 100 years of power, in a sense, corrupting because they're not focused, because everybody's not focusing on Christ, they're focusing on who can have the power. But in general, though, Cyril is the theologian guy. He's the one who comes up with theology, and you can tell he's a theologian because he doesn't look happy. He looks fairly upset, or at least stern. Somebody asked Cyril, hey Cyril, how come you don't smile? And Cyril said, well, this is my smile. So Cyril's not the best guy, but he's a good theologian, and he understands the importance of Jesus being one person. We'll talk more about that as we go along. The key to victory here is going to be the unity of Christ's person. Jesus has to be, at the end of the day, one person. He can't be a God person and a human person. He must be one person if we are going to have a Savior that's effective for salvation. The indicator is that when Jesus' deity does something, so does his humanity. So if Jesus' deity, let's say, heals somebody, then we say his humanity healed somebody. If his humanity is hungry, then his deity is hungry. To get a little bit better picture of this, we're going to cut to now what we recorded in class.